Hey, good morning, friends. Cookie here, Hummingbird Heights Farm. And I just was clearing out a little project that I have in my laundry room. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I don't like to share that I have this in my laundry room. What do you? So, right here on top of my washer and dryer is my worm farm. Yes, it's in my house, it's in my laundry room. And no, it doesn't smell. So I am just cleaning out these great, lovely worm castings. Look at this. Aren't these just, oh, look at who's alive. Yep, got me some little live ones. So what I'm doing is I am just putting those in a bucket. Those are going to go out to my garden, which I'm getting set up. But this does not smell. I'm telling you, it does not, if you do it right. So the ingredients to set up this new worm farm are right here. I have my little bag of shredded paper. Just the white sheet Al gets every week, so I shred it. And this is the rest. This is coconut coir that I have taken and soaked and then shredded it up. So it comes in a block. So from this to this. So these will get mixed 50-50. And as I'm emptying this out, now it does come with this little, this is several bins. There's this is actually the bottom. I've got it disassembled. Then there's two more. There's actually three more, but I usually only use two. So here's where here's the other two. This is the lower one where I collect, and this is where it soaks, it just lays through. So I'm going to take and harvest all of this, put it in my bucket, and I will reload it with the shreddings that I showed you, 50-50. Now, here's the top one that I'm adding stuff to feed. And I have some worms, quite a few worms. They come to the top and they feed up here. And as they do, they leave their worm castings down below. So this is going to be the next one. So this will come to the top, and they will come up and eat from here. So most of this is already turned into worm castings. But this is my potatoes, banana leaves, banana peels. I peeled some sweet potatoes. What else is in here? I mean, this doesn't look great, but this is newspaper. So I usually put a piece of paper over the top and moisten it, and it keeps it. So these guys like to eat in the dark. So if I moisten that, this is some nice stuff right here. I think I'm gonna have to take some of this as well and start over. This is good stuff. So I'll have to move the food over. I let this go a little while. This has been a couple of months, but here's one of my little guys. And they just come to the top and they eat their food. So this is my project. I come outside and empty this because it starts falling through the bottom. And so this is a grid, and you'll see the bottom. That's where they can come down. They come up to the top. This is the bottom. This one was on top. They come through and they eat all this, and then the next one, so I'll rotate these. So this is a great process. I don't even realize this has been going for so you see there's still a little bit of shreddings in here that they haven't eaten. But this is it just almost no work to be done here. You just throw a good handful or two. I just kind of loaded this up, and then I realized I really need to harvest this stuff out and start with a fresh batch of bedding. Oh yeah, where are you guys at? I see you. I see you. There you go. There's a nice little fat one. These are red wigglers, and you just got to keep them happy. So the soil is just full of their eggs. So everything comes back to here. And I will start this up again. This is supposed to be to drain off any liquid as it goes, but mine didn't turn to liquid. It just turned into more soil. Oh, hey, there's a guy. So if there's too much liquid in here, I don't like to over moisten it, because then they drown. You don't need them to drown. Hey guys, you gonna come to my garden? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So let's go in there, and this batch is gonna go out and mix in my bedding, kind of on top, and throw some mulch on top to keep them moist. They don't like the sunlight, so keep them in the shade as much as you can. Come on, get up there. And then you just keep that moist. I've seen people take a bucket like this, drill holes in it around the edge, submerge it in their garden, and the worms will stay in here. You can throw food in here on top, and then they will go out into the garden, in through the little holes, and they will go and take care of your garden, and then they will come back here to eat. So you can put one of these in your garden and submerge it. And I have shared worm castings with friends, and this is great stuff, this coconut coir. I use this for bedding, or for potting baby seedlings, because it has no live anything in it. You can have it indoors. It's not going to grow. It's not going to have bugs, and so that's a great thing. So you can see mine needs to be cleaned out because a few little critters have made their way in here, and that's why you got to clean this out every couple months. Get all that stuff together, and once the bottom's all cleaned out, I will start filling the rest with some more good stuff, and we will get that going. Let's go get these out of here, and we will add this. All of this will be going into my bucket as well. This is the main harvest right here. The other is just the overflow. This is lots and lots of good stuff. Plus there's some in here. So I will probably have a half a bucket full when I get done here. That's a lot of worm castings. Do you know how much those cost at the store? God, I used to buy a bag of worm castings. It was 30-40 bucks. And then I would just add it to my potting mix. And you can do that, but you do need to keep this moist, because this is alive. You need to keep your soil healthy and alive. Keep it moist and keep it fed. So you will have more worm castings than you ever. I can share a bucket of these, and the worms that go with it just start a new bed. So share this with your neighbors, and maybe take some and go fishing. Most of these guys have moved out of here so far, but we're good. So we will reassemble this and everything back in the garden, back into the laundry room, and take the rest of this to the garden, and we're going to have some great vegetables. Okay, now we have this all reassembled. I have the lid here ready to go back on. This is now, I've got the layer of the mix. This is the mix that I made. In the back here, notice I have water on top. This is soaking the newspaper. This is where I have the feed, and I kind of worked it down into some of the some of the shreddings from before. And so now that will keep that moist, and it keeps them in the dark. Down in this level is the older stuff. This one's empty. This has the older stuff. The worms will now go up through the bottom. So they will go up through the bottom. This is the older stuff, and they will work up through the bottom because there's no extra feed in there. All the food has been moved to the top. Okay. Then these, they're in the dark now under the newspaper, keeping it moist. And I just keep this moistened and check here. So now I've put the food to the back half this time. The next time I will check there and I will move the food to the front, so they have to move around. And then I just put this on top. It has everything you need. This is their food list. Worms like their food chopped in small as possible. All vegetables and peels that are past their prime you can add in here. Fruits, table scraps, peels. So the worms do require moist bedding, and if it's too moist, you can add dry shredded paper. So that kind of fluffs it up. But avoid citrus, meat, dairy products. So, all right. Well, there is my worm factory in the laundry room. Not everybody appreciates that I have it in there. I do need to share discretionarily. All right. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys soon. I will take some of these nice worm castings and I will take them down into the garden and start amending my soil. So you guys have a blessed day. Take care.